And some of her films are really worth the time to watch. Certainly H.M. Pullum Esquire, Experiment Perilous, Samson and Delilah, Don't You Love Cecil B. DeMille. He'd throw sex at you by the bucket, and then God would come down with his retribution and wipe everybody out, and then you moralistically could go home thinking, good for us.
I would like to ask you about several aspects of Samson and Delilah, since you brought that up.
Yes.
First, the Groucho Marx response when the film was premiered, his comment on Hedy versus Mature. Second, her peacock feathered cape, which was kept by DeMille. And third, DeMille's comments to Victor Mature in response to his complaint that she was stealing the scene. So I'd just like to ask you to talk about aspects of Samson and Delilah briefly.
Well, I will talk about aspects of Samson and Delilah, but I won't use some of the wordage that I know you're referring to.
Yes. Well, people can read those words in the book then.
Yes. Groucho Marx.
Since we're on film.
Okay, yes. Always know where that camera is. Groucho Marx, at the premiere of Samson and Delilah in Hollywood, made a comment to Cecil B. DeMille. He said, well, I'll paraphrase here, something about its interest. Who's going to see? He liked the fact that the movie was made, but who's going to watch a picture where Mature's bosom is larger than the leading ladies? I think that's what you're referring to.
Yes, but those were not his precise words.
No, they weren't. And he's,
which we found in the book.
I can't be Groucho Marx. It's in the book.
Yes.
The other about the Peacock Gown, Cecil B. DeMille, his papers, his archives are kept at Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah. And I did my research on this particular film there. He did keep in his own personal archive storage 3 costumes. The first costume was Kay Johnson, the wife of John Cromwell, who directed Algiers. Kay Johnson's costume from a bizarre MGM early talkie called Madam Satan. And the other costume, it slips my mind, but he did keep the Edith Head designed feather cape that Hedy wore, but just for 35 seconds in Samson and Delilah. That particular cape, Cecil B. DeMille said, go out and find peacock feathers and make a outfit, design an outfit for Hedy Lamarr for this film. Well, nobody knows if there were peacocks in Manoa or wherever. I think in the Bible, Samson and Delilah are mentioned, I think, only in 2 books. But at any rate, Edith Head went out and actually went to C.B. DeMille's ranch and spent quite some time, she and her people, collecting up peacock feathers, which they sewed and glued to a cape. And the picture of Hedy in that glorious cape is in the book, but in the actual motion picture, she walks up to sit by George Sanders and drops the cape, and you never see it again. And the third question was regarding...
DeMille's...
about
his
Victor
remark
Mature?
to Victor Mature, who complained, and you'll probably have to paraphrase this since we're on camera again. His remark to Mature, who felt that Lamarr was stealing some of the scenes.
It was actually the other way around. Hedy Lamarr felt that Victor Mature was stealing scenes from her by having her turn her back to the camera. And DeMille said, do you think that the audience is going to pay to look at Victor Mature when they can look at your back? And so anyway, I think that's what Dennis is referring to. There are, the thing about DeMille, what I enjoyed about DeMille, it was the one time I could lighten up in the book. Hedy's career was beginning to wind down. She had this wonderful opportunity, and she did it marvelously to be Delilah. But because I found so much humor in DeMille's biblical films, it was the one chance I had to kind of lighten up in the book and give some backstory about DeMille in general and his motion pictures. And I think when you read it and you read what I wrote, you'll see that there are lighter moments in Hedy's life. It becomes all dark and ominous, but it actually has some lighter moments. She was quite a brilliant, she loved to laugh, and she was quite a brilliant storyteller herself. It is interesting, though, that even though she had that beauty and everything, her friends always talked about how much she enjoyed spirit. She had spirit, and she liked to go on picnics, and she liked to climb walls, and she liked to explore. One wouldn't think that of Hedy Lamarr. And are there other questions?
Stephen, at the risk of hogging the questions, would you discuss Robert Osborne's response when he first met Hedy Lamarr, walked in and saw that painting hanging on the wall?
Robert wrote in the preface of the book his first encounter with Hedy Lamarr, and he was asked, he actually was a model, Robert Osborne was, and he modeled clothes for the May Company. And at any rate, I think it was his immediate boss at the May Company said, "I have an old-time movie star I want you to meet." She knew he was interested in film stars of the golden era, and Bob was actually a young actor at that time himself. And so she sent him over to Hedy's house, and she came to the door, and it was Hedy Lamarr, and he was just blown away. But right behind her was this painting. Hedy loved to paint. She had quite an impressive art collection, and when times were difficult, that art she was able to sell and keep her children in private schools. But she was a collector of great art and had exquisite taste. But she also fancied herself to be an artist, and she painted. And some of her pieces are still around today. But this particular piece that was immediately behind her was an atrocious looking whatever it was. I've never seen it. Bob mentions it in the book, and he said, "What is that?" And she took that as, "Oh, he's really impressed." She said, "It is an umbilical cord." And he said, "I knew I was going to like her right away. Who else would paint an umbilical cord?" But Bob told me many anecdotes about her, and as a matter of fact, that's why I came out here with this page tagged here. A couple of the book signings that I've been doing, they have stated that Stephen Michael Shearer is going to read from his book. Well, I don't read from my books, I just talk. But Robert Osborne said about Hedy Lamarr, and I wanted to read this. I mentioned that Hedy was effectively made a joke, if you will, because of Blazing Saddles. As a matter of fact, Lana Turner, who fancied herself to be the Dusa, the Bernhardt of motion pictures, because she once got nominated for an Academy Award. Lana Turner was a swell lady, but a little stuck on herself. And she was asked in 1986 or 1987, I have it on tape, as a matter of fact, Joan Rivers was hosting The Tonight Show, so it had to have been before 86. She was hosting The Tonight Show, and Lana Turner was out promoting her book and the fact that she just landed a gig on Falcon Crest. And out stepped Lana, looking beautiful, and no denying that. But Joan Crawford said, "Lana, tell me, who do you think was the most beautiful actress you ever encountered during your heyday years at Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer?" And without hesitation, Lana Turner said, definitely. She could walk on the set with to rehearse without any makeup. Truly the most beautiful woman ever in Hollywood was Hedy Lamarr. Pause. She couldn't act, but she was beautiful, and the audience breaks down laughing. That hurt Hedy a great deal. And Lana Turner and Judy Garland and Hedy Lamarr made a motion picture called Ziegfeld Girl. I had a clip of that I was going to show tonight. That is definitely a motion picture you have to watch. It is Hollywood at its best. And the 6-minute walk was what I was going to show. The only one of the three that would have truly been cast as a Ziegfeld Girl would have been Hedy Lamarr. But at any rate, that plus the Blazing Saddles commentary about Hedy Lamarr kind of made for younger generations Hedy or Hedley Lamarr, a joke. But Robert Osborne wrote, and I appreciate the fact that he did say this, because if you've ever acted before, you'll understand. She was also a better actress than she was ever given credit for, but she had that curse that all these beautiful women had. Nobody could see beyond that. I think she did many interesting things, and for anyone to think that's easy, what she did, has never been in front of a camera and a whole crew and all that. And she's very, very good, and was always good. She particularly was wonderful because she did what was needed for the women she portrayed. So one ponders, had she been given the role of Ilsa in Casablanca, had she been given the role in Laura, for instance, had she been given films that she was more suited, roles that she was more suited to play, perhaps we would still remember Hedy Lamarr as an actress, more so today. But I found it fascinating that the woman left us two legacies. No other film star has ever done this. Has left us two legacies, her canon of work, and perhaps one of the most important scientific inventions of the 20th century. So thank you folks very much.